I told you people I didn't want any presents,
Just a few kind words.
Mr. Federal Attorney.
That was my father's line every year.
You had to have your cheap headline, huh? Can you really not be aware we've been building a RICO case against Tony Soprano?
Yeah, T, what's up?
You talked to the guy with the air mattresses?
I'm in editing. We just saw the cut of Cleaver.
And?
Awesome as is.
Danny says he hears it's Larry Baris been talking.
Feds are doing some digging
Tomorrow
over
is the
my brain.
25th anniversary of The Sopranos. Pretty wild. They're doing a thing over on HBO right now. If you have HBO Max, they have this streaming collection with a whole bunch of deleted scenes in it.
Ooh.
You've always been able to
Like
get
the superfan episodes of The Office.
There you go. All 6 seasons. There are 15 deleted scenes and 5 hours of behind-the-scenes footage. I know on the coasts, they're doing some screenings in theaters.
And on the Sopranos TikTok and I think Instagram app, they are doing 25-second episodes. Nice. So they take the whole episode and break it down to 25 seconds.
Funny.
It's actually really fun.
An hour into 25 seconds.
It's really fun, actually. If you've seen the series, you go, oh, yeah, this is great. I don't know. If
hard to keep some continuity even in 25 seconds.
Probably not the best way to watch it as a first-time viewer, but
right.
Hey.
So at 25 seconds a clip, how long, let's say you wanted to watch The Sopranos in 25-second increments.
What is there, 13 episodes per season?
Something like that.
Mary, you're the math person.
Yeah. There's a lot of maths going on there.
Well,
if you were to, how long would it take you to watch?
Uh-huh. And what are you trying to do? Per season?
25-second episodes, hour-long episodes distilled down to 25 seconds per.
Yeah.
So you can do the entire series.
In 6 minutes. Well, each season in roughly 6 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, so half an hour to watch the entire series.
That's only 5 seasons?
Six, I think. Yeah.
I think the last season was split up into 2 parts, so I think those might be 10 episodes each. So, but in about 40 minutes, you can watch the whole series. Which, hey.
January 10th, 1999, The Sopranos, which had already been turned down by all of the television networks, started airing on HBO. I had just moved to Pittsburgh the week before, and it was the day that we moved was this massive, massive snowstorm. It took us 14 hours to move from Michigan to Pittsburgh. And a week later, The Sopranos premiered, and it saved my life, that show. But HBO Max now has got their big 25th anniversary collection, which has got all kinds of fun stuff on it. My wife had never seen it first run. And so during the pandemic, we watched The Sopranos. And it was so fun to watch. It's a very 90s show, even though it's the tail end of the 90s. First couple of years of the aughts were still very much kind of the 90s. It's all flip phones and stuff like that. I was watching a show, I think maybe The Office, because I started watching The Office from the beginning over our holiday break. And I was like, I kind of miss flip phones.
Get one.
Well, I have old ones, in a box in the basement.
So switch to it.
Oh,
you don't miss it that much?
No. Well, I do too much on my phone. You know what I mean? But just I can't be alone in that. I'm sure that there's a number of people who are like, it would be kind of cool you could just get by with a flip phone, but most people have gotten used to having a computer in their pocket. And you do too much on your phone. Not even just recreationally. I mean, I just do too much work on my phone. But you see people on the flip phones, you're like, I'm sure it's no small amount of nostalgia, but. So they're doing a handful of, I don't think there's an Alamo Draft House around here. There might be one in Columbus. It seems like a place that would have one. But they're doing a handful of Sopranos screenings and things like that. And that TikTok account that Bill mentioned is brand new. Mm-hmm. So if you haven't, if you're not hip to that, you can get on there and look. But that to me is a show that you can go back and watch. And some people just are not into it. Some people are like, don't get The Sopranos, don't care about it, it's not for me. But for me, that is a series I could watch 1,000 times and enjoy it.
It took me a couple tries. I tried to watch it, not when it first came out, but like when it first ended, I tried to watch it. And then I tried again in like the like around like 2015 and just couldn't get into it. And then during the pandemic, I watched it all and I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
It just took having to
Maybe it
have
had to
nothing
age
else
properly.
to do. Yeah. I think I had to age properly too.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
there's a lot that goes into that. But yeah, I love that show now.
It's a great show.
Great show.
I've got some food news here for you. I got the notice this morning that the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile is coming to Cleveland.
Ooh.
For those of you who want to go out and see the Wienermobile, they're going to be handing out wiener whistles, bacon coupons. You know, every year they have not auditions, but they take applications for people who want to drive the Wienermobile. And if you're hired, you have to give yourself a wiener-centric nickname, and then you drive around and you have to send out, PR releases to people. We're hauling buns into your city is what this message was sent to me. We would love to meet you, M-E-A-T,
I get it.
at our events.
Dogs are supposed to be made of meat.
Supposed to be, yes. They're all beef wieners, Bill. All beef wieners. I feel like the days of pig buttholes and rat noses and fly wings are over when it comes to
I think those
hot
are still
dogs.
out there.
You think they are?
Yeah. Who cares? They all taste good. Once they get it all mushed together, it tastes pretty good. Get all that nitrates in there.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even taste
Preservatives.
the, rat tails.
And the pig bung.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we would like to meet you and show you the vehicle in person.
All right, we got to each come up with our hot dog centric nickname.
Oh boy.
Well, I would be Cox Wiener, Bill.
Cox Wiener.
Yeah,
all
I
right,
mean,
there you go.
there's no way around it. I'd love to have something else, but
I'm gonna be Billy the Glizzy Gobbler Squire.
Glizzy?
Glizzy?
Is that a name for a hot dog?
You've never heard of Glizzy?
I
You're
have
so
never heard
old.
that a day in my life.
I feel like
Is
we
that a
talked
real
about
thing?
this before,
We've
and
talked
we
about
were
glizzies quite a bit.
just as confused last time. A glizzy is another word for a hot dog.
Yeah.
A
That's the dumbest thing
glizzy,
I've ever heard.
huh? It's slang for a Glock.
Meaty
rap.
Mare.
But
How did pistol become hot dog?
I don't know.
Oh.
But it's just it's
Who told you that? Someone lied to you.
no, it's a very
I just
prominent
Googled it.
term on social media. My buddy
like
just did a whole thing where he ate the Costco hot dog for every meal for an entire week.
And he called it a
guy?
glizzy?
And it's called a glizzy.
Check me
Yeah.
out deep throating these glizzies.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a flex.
Yeah.
Now that's a flex.
He did it for an entire week, and he traveled to go to the Browns game in Cincinnati, so he had to buy hot dogs in advance and then heat them up in the microwave. He's very committed to his craft.
I guess so.
Sir Yacht.
You got to suffer for
Love
your
that dude.
art. Well, Carmen Angelo remains the glizzy champ here on the Alan Cox Show.
Yeah, on the Alan Cox Show, but when he was in the hot dog eating contest
He
last
flopped.
year, whoa, what a flop.
Yep. His
All right, so you're
supremacy was short-lived.
You're Cox Wiener. I'm Billy the Glizzy Gobbler Squire. Mary, what is your
Mary
hot dog?
couldn't care less.
Meaty Mare?
Meaty Mare.
Meaty Mare.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
And Pound Cake?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of one. I don't have one.
He's S&Ds.
Pound Dog?
He's signing
I
dogs.
thought about that. I thought about like the pound cake tube steak, but not that. Is that a good one?
How about buns of fun?
Mm.
I mean, most people eat a hot dog in a bun. It doesn't
Mhm.
have to just be meat-centric.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Wienermobile is going to be all throughout Northeast Ohio, Saturday to Saturday, 13th through the 20th. If you want to get out and see it, it's going to be out at in Warrensville Heights and Middleburg Heights, and it's going to be in North Ridgeville and all over the place. The 27-foot-long hot dog on wheels. I just remember last time I saw it a couple of years ago, it was parked.
It's a sight to behold.
In Westlake. I drove past it. It was in a parking lot when I was on my way home.
When you see it in person, it's kind of majestic.
And I think
Like
there
you
used
see
to
pictures
be.
of it, and you're like, it's whatever. But then you see it in person, you're like, wow,
It'd be fun to drive.
someone's driving that.
I mean, there used to be just one, I think. Now there's half a dozen of them that drive around. But it'll be in Warrensville Heights on Sunday. Be in Middleburg Heights also on Sunday.
I love that it's on tour. That makes me laugh.
And then for our Chicago area bureau chiefs, it'll be in Des Plaines, Glencoe. Oof, that's hoity and toity. Glencoe.
I just got
very affluent.
With some knowledge here from an inside source on when it comes to hot dogs.
Inside sources.
Thank you, Rich. There is a hot dog cart downtown that is called, it's just called Glizzy's.
Oh, yeah. Faux shiz, faux shiz.
Isn't that the one right here on the corner that posts up at, on the east side?
Yeah.
No, on the west side of 9th. 9th and Euclid. That's called Glizzy's?
Mm-hmm.
You want a hot dog?
Yeah.
Glizzy's,
If only there were
Glizzy's
hot dogs
with
in
Mr.
New
Zup.
York.
Yeah.
There's not.
What floor are you on? Can you go down and get a hot
6th.
dog real quick?
No, I brought a salad.
But don't eat that. Eat a hot dog.
I brought it yesterday.
Lunchtime at Mr. Zub's.
Eat a hot dog. Yeah.
I brought the salad
Dirty
yesterday
water
and
dog.
didn't eat it. Now I have to eat it today because it's you can't really have a 3-day-old salad. It's got to be eaten today. But I
Just
would
throw
much
it in
rather have
garbage.
a
You
hot
don't want
dog.
that salad. You want a
I
hot
don't
dog.
want the salad. You're right.
You go get a hot dog.
Yeah, they are good. Pull them out of that dank water and have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give you $1,000 here from the Buzzard Bookie. It's a chance for you to put a little money in your pocket to start the year off right. You get plenty of these. We're at the beginning of another run, so listen closely and good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Money, that's money. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Also on the food news tip, they have outlawed dog eating in South Korea. You know, we have a couple of bureau chiefs in South Korea. Provided Dan is still there. He was our first. I don't know if he's still there. That was a while ago. But we heard from Erica, who said she's a bureau chief in Gimpo, South Korea. And they have outlawed eating dog meat over there. You know, which a lot of people kind of bristle at that because it's a stereotype. But it's also true. There are plenty of countries where that's fully legal.
I've done it.
But there, oh yeah, you were in the Philippines. You had dog, right?
Yep.
Did you have to kill it yourself? Did you have to raise it and then kill it and get attached to it?
No,
or,
I just had
hanging in the window?
at a house, and they're like, "Would you like any of this food?" And they're like, "It's dog." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll try it." And they're like, "Oh, American's gonna try dog?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not?"
Just for the story.
Mm-hmm.
Do they tell you what kind of dog it is?
Yeah. Was it a pet? Was it loose? Like.
It was a pet.
No, they have like farm raised dogs that are
Shut
meant
up.
for this.
They raise dogs for meat.
Yes, because they don't have cows and stuff over
Cows
there. It's a
and-
very
yeah.
impoverished country.
Yeah, I get
Dogs
that,
are a
but-
lot easier to take care of than cows.
You can tell them to go fetch their own food, fatten them up. That's what I'm saying. Is we think that the way we eat is the way everybody eats, and that's not
right
the way that it is. So South Korea passed a bill banning.
You're not going to ask me how it was?
How was it?
Rough.
I gotta go.
Canton, Ohio, this Saturday.
Where are you going to be in Canton?
I'm going to be at the Patina Arts Building, whatever, Center. Patina Arts Center. BillSquire.com for the tickets. Let's go. And like we reiterated yesterday, stand-up comedy that I do is very different than the jokes I do on this show.
And thank God for that.
Indeed.
It's no rough. But it was, no, how was it?
That was good.
Was it gamey? Was it like...
I mean, it was in a pretty thick sauce, so it just kind of tasted like beef.
They
Like,
probably
it was-
have to cover up
Yeah.
to some degrry.
It was just beef-like, but it was like, I mean, there's good spices and stuff.
Well, that's the trick, right? With any kind of meat, you got to spice it properly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought it was funny they were making a big deal about South Korea banning this, and I guess it is a big deal, but it doesn't go into effect until 2027. So that's plenty of time to still raise a whole lot of dogs to eat until 2027. And I wonder why they kick it down like that. Why don't they, you could take a calendar year and go, all right, we passed this. Takes effect January 1, 2025. So it has to be as much of giving a nation time to get their heads around it, too. Because it would be like in this country if they were like, you can't eat any more chicken. No more
I'd be
chicken.
okay with that.
Well, I think a lot of people
chicken.
would be, but that's kind of I think that's part and parcel of a lot of people's kind of emotional attachment to food too.
I'd probably miss nuggets, but
those aren't even chicken.
Yeah, but they're so good.
But here's my thing.
Pink paste.
Chicken's been weirding me out lately, man.
The pink paste thing was debunked, by the way.
Well, no, don't they use pink paste for something?
No, that was from like Teletubbies or something.
I'm
that
sorry?
Video, I'm not joking. That video that was circulating around that was like that pink goop was like an out of context clip from Teletubbies. I'm almost positive that's what it was.
I mean, somebody might have memed it like they were crushing up a pink Teletubby, but I thought...
No, it was the Teletubbies were creating a pink goop, and someone took it out of context and said, this is what chicken nuggets are, and it went viral.
Yeah. Something like that, yeah.
Pink slime is what I'm talking about.
Yes.
A type of ground beef that has been treated with ammonia to keep bacteria and other pathogens from forming. Pink slime is now officially ground beef. Here's how to avoid it. It's from a website. Ground beef can contain no more than 30% fat, so processing facilities have to treat them to match the rules. The entire process is now called ground beef, even though pink slime is the primary ingredient.
So
That's what I'm talking about.
What I saw was this thing that went crazy viral on the internet. It was like a thing that said, say hello to mechanically separated chicken. It was all fast food chicken made from nuggets, blah, 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 blah. It all looks like this. And then it was a cropped picture of Tubby Custard from Teletubbies.
Okay.
So we must be talking about two different
We
things?
must be, because I didn't see that. I didn't see the Teletubby thing. I just remember like a decade back, all the investigation shows were doing pink slime episodes. And that the FDA was like, oh, we're just going to call this ground beef now, which is where all the Taco Bell jokes come from and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, South Korea, for better or worse for them, has banned eating dog, which means if you have any time to visit over there.
To be a dog.
For business or pleasure.
Business, please.
Business or pleasure. Might be incentive enough for people who are like, hey, so sue me. I'd like to see what dog tastes like. What does it taste like, Bill?
It's rough.
Hey, Doug.
Yes.
What's up?
Hey, I got a hot dog-centric name for Poundcake.
Yeah.
That would be Raw Dog.
See, Doug sold it. I wasn't, he sold it. Raw Dog. Okay, well.
I like it. I like it a lot.
All right, thank you, Doug. You might be onto something there. I appreciate that. See, Poundcake, people weighing in to offer something usable for you.
That's great.
Yeah.
If only it was true. But
Raw
yes.
Dog.
I think it more describes your take on life, where you give it to us raw.
Nice. Okay. I could deal with that.
He's our little raw dog.
Yeah.
But you do have raw dogging in your CV.
A couple times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe that's what he's referring to.
I don't try to make it a habit.
Huh?
I said I don't try to make it a habit.
Understood. I think you're better for it. But, yeah, I think Bill's right. Position it as he's raw dogging life, like in Shrinking. You can't raw dog me like that anymore. Ever watch Shrinking with Harrison Ford, where he thinks raw dogging is just confronting someone in public?
No.
You can't raw dog me like that anymore. They're like, you've got to stop saying that.
It's fun.
I'm going to take a break here. If you want to send a text for anything, 35192. If you are a guitar player or just a fan of Shredder.